When you get in a street fight, you've got four options. You can either run, you can either be willing to fight, you can fight, or you can get beat up. And with all those four options, your body will either go in fight or flight. And what this is an automatic reaction when you have a perceived threat. Imagine you're driving along in your car. You're going 70 miles an hour along the motorway, and 300 meters ahead of you, you see a crash. And you've got a matter of 2 seconds to either avoid this crash or crash into them. Now, option number one is that you go into flight. You freeze, you panic, you see the crash, and you don't know what to do. And because you don't know what to do, you don't swerve out at the last minute. And because you don't, you hit that car and you crash and you smash up your car and you get whiplash for the next 2 months. Or the other option is you go into fight mode. You quickly swerve out the car, boom, you miss by a matter of inches, you swerve back and you stop, you get to the side of the road and then you help the people that have crashed. And that is the difference between fight or flight. One, you freeze and you panic. The other, you stay calm and composed so then you can react accordingly. And that's the same when it comes to confrontation. You will either go into flight mode where you will freeze, you will panic. You may even struggle to speak. Your voice might shake. Your hands will probably shake too. And you won't know what to do. And you'll be just blank. Or you go into fight mode. You stay calm, you stay composed, and you stay ready. And fight mode doesn't mean I see red. Fight mode means you are capable. You will have the ability to do what you want. Because when you go into flight mode, you don't. Imagine back when you were a kid and you had those dreams that a robber is coming to your house and you're asleep and you see the robber, but because you're in that much of a panic and you're in that sort of mode, you just stay there. You stay there and you can't move, you can't speak, and you're trying to get your words out and they just don't get out. They don't come out your mouth. That is what flight mode is. And being able to go into fight mode when you need to be is crucial to winning any street fight because it means you can react accordingly. And it's possible to train this. I went from freezing. Before I started any sort of martial arts training, I now had professional fights. I don't really fight too much anymore, but I've had quite a few professional fights. And from doing martial arts, I've been able to train my fight or flight mode. Before, I'd be very confident when it came to talking. But as soon as someone grabbed my neck, I remember I'm playing football. It's the under 14s. I'm 13 years of age. I'm in net. One of the big dudes, 6 foot tall. I'm 5 foot tall. He comes at me at the corner. I go to punch the ball. I miss. I punch his face. I didn't have the intention to punch his face. He then got me by the scruff of the neck, picked me up, and I panicked. I didn't have a clue what to do. And before I knew, my teammates are running in. They rugby tackle the dude. But I panicked. I was in shock. Fast forward to 1 year into martial arts. I got into a confrontation in the street. My friend, he got punched in the bar. And the old me would have froze. I wouldn't have known what to do. But the new me ran over that bar, rugby tackled that dude, and choked him out in the bar. That was only because I was able to control between this fight or flight mode. And martial arts is something that allowed me to go from freezing to be aware, willing to fight, and ready to go. Now I'm going to go through these next stages of what you can do if you get into a street fight. So no matter what, you always win. Always win. First one is you have to be willing to fight. Because it's always the dude in the schoolyard that doesn't want to fight that walks away with a black eye. If you are showing signs that you're not willing to fight, that you're scared, that you're intimidated, you are most likely going to get punched in the face. That is a fact. Because if you look like you're nervous. It makes the other person more confident. And if they're more confident, they're more likely to do something towards you. They are more likely to punch you. They are more likely to attack you. But if you look confident, if you look not fazed, they are less likely to attack you because you're showing signs that you don't care if you get in a fight. I'm going to give you a story. I'm in York, Biltmore. Biltmore is one of the posher bars in York, and I'm out drinking. And this individual goes to try and kiss a girl, someone that I know, but we weren't with them in town. And I see him trying to pull her in by her waist. And she wasn't liking it. She was putting her hands up like this. I then go behind. I grab his jumper. I yank him to the floor. And I go, she's told you to fuck off, mate. Fuck off. She's not interested. It looked a little bit of a rapey situation to me. And then he's like, effing and blinding. And that was about it. And then his mate came up to me. 100 and something kilos. Brick shithouse. I am, at the time, probably 75 kilos. And he goes, drink your drink and get the fuck out this club before I smack you up. And I thought, is he talking to me? Bear in mind, I had cauliflower ears, I'd done martial arts for 8 years at this current moment in time. It was about a year and a half ago. I didn't really care. But I didn't act like I wanted to fight. I just went, yeah, I'll drink my drink, mate, but I'm not leaving the club. But I was looking down at the floor. I wasn't really looking at him. I was like, I don't really want confrontation. I'm not drinking. I've not come to town to have a fight. I'm not interested. And I'm there drinking my water. And he's like, yeah, you drink that fucking water, mate, and you get the fuck out this club, because I will knock you the fuck out. I just went, oh, cool, mate, whatever. And then he went off. Someone then came towards me. His name was Rob. Rob comes towards me. And he goes, Staff, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, you'd smash his face in. He was like, I went to school with that dude. He's just a bully. He's a bully. And this dude, Rob, I knew him because he was at the gym one time when I was training. And Rob's is a newbie on the block when it comes to martial arts. And he knows that I've had quite a few pro fights. He knows I've been in the game for quite a while. And he was quite shocked that I didn't really stand up to him. And I was like, oh, Rob, it doesn't really matter, mate. I'm not here to fight. I'm not arsed. I don't need to prove myself. And then his mates start lining up behind me. And my best mate, Donald, goes, Staff, watch your back. They're all behind you. And their arms are folded like this. And I know that there's some dodgy characters there. Like, I recognised a few of their faces. And I thought, I don't really want to get stabbed. But that's what was going through my head there and then. And Donald was like, Staff, watch your back, mate. They're behind you. And they were probably a metre behind. And I thought, fuck this, I'm not having this. I just turned around, folded my arms, and just stared him dead in the eye. Dead in the eye. I just thought, I'm switching my demeanour now. It's game on. I need to be willing to fight. So I stared him in the eyes, and he's staring me in the eyes, acting all big with his mates around him, his little sheep around him. And he's like nodding his head. And I'm just looking, thinking, all right, I've just got to put it on him because otherwise I'm going to get jumped. What's your problem, mate? What's your problem? He's there, he storms in towards me. He goes, you get out of this fucking club, mate. I was like, no, mate. He's like, all right, on the street, straightener. I was like, what? What? Straightener? And let me tell you something. If anyone says, get on the street for a straightener, they're not about it. Because if they're about it, they would do it there and then. That was the first sign to me that he wasn't actually willing to fight. He was just trying to talk a big game in front of all his mates. So he was like, straightener on the street. My reply, just do it now, mate. He's like, there's cameras. It's like, I don't care, mate. Punch me and you'll find out what happens. He's like, what? Like I could see his face change. He's like, what? He's like, look at size you, mate. You're about 75 kilos and I'm 100 kilos, mate. I will smash your head in. I just look him in the eye and I start laughing. And I go, have you seen my ears yet, mate? Have you seen my ears? Oh, what, you got some cauliflower ears? I was like, yeah, because you've got two options, mate. We can either go out on that street and you'll find out that I'm a professional fighter and I will smash your head in, or you can leave me and my mates alone for the rest of the night and I will carry on enjoying my night. He then gets me by the scruff of the neck. I thought, fuck's sake. Gets me by the scruff of the neck, I basically wrestle him, I flipped him over, I put him on a table, I've elbowed him in his chest, he's then moved, I went 1-1. He's moved again. I elbowed him again in his chest, I went 1-2. I went, you move one more time, mate, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. And bear in mind, he's like this on a table, I've got him by the scruff of the neck, and then he gets up, and he goes, oh, sorry mate, where's sound? Bouncers come over, he's mates with the bouncers. He goes, no lads, where's sound mate, where's sound? And we didn't have a fight. That was all that happened. We had a little scuffle. I flipped him over the table. We've gone maybe 5-10 meters. I flipped him, I've landed, I've given him a nice little warning, and that was that. And the only reason that we didn't actually get in a proper fisticuff fight, throwing these, and his mates didn't really join in, was because I was willing to fight. If I wasn't willing to fight in that situation, I probably would have got jumped, or he probably would have hit me first, because that's one thing that I don't want to happen anymore. I don't want to get hit first. When I was younger and I would go into this flight mode, I would get hit first and then I'd panic. But now I don't go into the flight mode, and I always am ready to go into the fight mode if I need to. I would rather hit them first than get hit first, because in the street, you don't know what can happen. But that is the first option. You need to be willing to fight, and being willing to fight will probably avoid 95% of your fights in the street, just by being confident and acting like you are willing to get down to the dirty business if you need to. And that has honestly saved me so many times. And that's what fighting has done to me. It's allowed me to be confident when it comes to talking and acting and having a demeanor, even though I'm not even fighting. It's just having that confidence within that I know if it goes down, I am completely fine. And that's what leads us on to the next one, is sometimes that doesn't work and you're gonna have to fight. And this is where knowing where to throw a punch is very valuable. All right, we've got different points. Here, on the end of the chin, that is a good point to hit. Temple, that is a good point to hit. With your chin, if you go closer to the neck, you can still knock them out, don't get me wrong. But that is going to the start of the lever. The further away it is from the body, the more likely you're going to knock them out. So right here is a button to knock someone out. But also right here is a button to knock someone out. So when you are going to punch someone, these are places you can punch. If you want to warn someone, here is a great place to punch, which I'm going to get onto that story in a minute. But the nose is a great place to punch to warn someone. But it's quite hard to be confident or be able to do all that if you have never, ever been in some sort of violence before, or confrontation, or any sort of fighting environment. And that's why joining a gym is a great start. I recommend every single man should go to a few lessons in their life, train for 6 months, just to get some sort of capability when it comes to physical combat. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna go online, you're gonna type in MMA gyms near me. That's it. Type that in, click one, and go. Don't message them asking if you can go. Just look at the timetable, pick a class, and just go to that. They're probably gonna have a free trial. Most gyms do. It might be a 7-day free trial, it might be a 3-day free trial. But just go and try it out, because the more questions you ask is more time and more reasons for you not to go. Because you might hear something that you don't like, and then it puts you off from going. Don't even look at the fighters yet. If you've never done any sort of martial arts, it doesn't really matter too much. Just avoid self-defense classes and Krav Maga crap and all that BS. Go for boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, Muay Thai, or MMA. Personally, I think the best ones are a striking discipline. You could do boxing, or you could do kickboxing, or a wrestling sport. But if you want to learn how to punch, you're going to have to do some sort of striking discipline. It is the year of 2025 this year. I'm in Burleigh Hotel on the coast of the Gold Coast. It is a sunny evening, a Saturday night. We've been out for a few drinks with my mates, and I'm there in the bar. This strange individual, I don't know his name, I don't know who it is, and I don't know why he did it, but he came up to me and he starts shadowboxing. Literally doing this at this speed. Boom, boom. He's probably, imagine this is my face, he's probably this far from my face. And if you know anything about personal awareness and personal space, that is too close to be at my face if I don't know who you are. If you are that close from my nose, I'm thinking this is a threat, always. I don't want anyone to be within 30 centimeters of my face if they are doing something like that. Even 50 centimeters. I want my personal space so then I feel safe. I just started laughing. That was it. And then he went off. And then 30 seconds later, he comes back. And imagine this is my face again. He starts touching my face with his fists. And I don't have a fucking clue who this dude is. Not one bit. So my smile then went to a serious face. I grab his fists. We're then moving around with his fists, and I can feel him put his shoulder into it. And I thought, fuck that. Like, this dude's taking the piss now. All his mates are behind. I'm by myself. My mate, Reese, is at the bar. I was like, screw that. I'm going to give him a little bit of a warning. So I pull one down. I drop my elbow into his neck. Not hard. I didn't hit with a point. It was more of a warning. It was more of a chicken wing. He then went for an overhand on me straight away. I've stepped back and I dropped, boom, and went, fuck off. I hit him straight in the nose, broke it, boom, squirted everywhere. All the blood went everywhere. There's about 5 of his mates. Nah, I tell a lie, there's about 10 of his mates. 10 of his mates have come over, started trying to charge at me. One's gone to punch me, I've stepped back, I'm literally by myself. And then we're in between a table, and some of his mates, I think, realised what was happening. So some of them was trying to split it up, where some of them were trying to attack me. And one kept trying to get close to me, and I was just going, But then we got kicked out. We got kicked out by the bouncers, and then I'm walking down this next street, and I'm with my mate now, with Reese. And I go, Reese, that's them. They're walking towards us. I'm like, that's the guys. There's 10 of them. There's only me and Reese. And then I just hear them go, hey lads, it's that dude from the bar. 10 of them just start running at me, like running at me. And I didn't really have any other option. Reese is kind of a little bit further back. This dude's running at me and just start throwing punches. The one that was trying to punch me after. So he's coming at me with punches, he's coming. I'm like, fuck, I'm just getting my stance. I step back and I throw a check hook, just dropped him. One punch, dropped him. I hit him right on the chin, right on the button, like I told you. And that was it. He got dropped. The dude that I broke his nose, he was running at me as well, but when he seen I dropped that dude, he then stopped. Then all his mates behind, there's about 8 more left, they all stopped. And the one that I broke his nose just went, lads, run. And they all pegged it. That was literally it. I threw 2 punches, 1 chicken wing elbow, and 10 lads ran away from me. And that's because I stood my ground and I fought. I wouldn't really class it as a fight, because a fight, there has to be equal parties that actually give you some sort of reaction back. Like, it was like fighting a baby to me. Like, it wasn't hard, but that's only because I know how to fight. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you will get punched a lot. One time in Manchester, it is my birthday. It is 2022 or 2023. It's 2022, actually. It's 2022. And I'm in the bar. Someone's got a bottle. Boom. Bottled me. Dropped me. I'm on the floor. They've then punched Reese that I'm with. Boom. He got punched. Black eye. All my other mates are at the bar. I then get up. There's 5 of them. Boom. Punch one. Boom. Punch the other. Boom. Punch the other. I'm on the floor. Rugby tackled one. I'm just, boom, elbowing him on the floor. Boom. 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 They're booting my head in. Booting my head in. Bouncers come, pull us all out, kick us out. They've nicked my phone. That's how it all started. They bottled me, nicked my phone, and then sometimes it doesn't go down as smoothly. But just being able to fight will help you if you need to do it. I've been in many confrontational environments out drinking, because that's when it mostly happens. When people are drunk and then people start on you. And for me, I probably drink once or twice a year. So when people start on me, I'm usually sober, which helps me quite a lot. because I'm more capable when I'm sober, I am more calculated when I'm sober, and I'm also a lot more confident when I'm sober, which is probably back to front to most people. It might be back to front for you, because I know I can't fight as well when I'm pissed, when I've had a drink, which is why I feel better sober. And it's only by knowing how to fight that you can do that. But after that, you've got to realise this is a street environment. Just like the time in Manchester when I got bottled. I was pretty lucky. Lucky I didn't smash up my head properly. In the street, you don't know how many people there are, and you don't know what weapons they have. For example, there could be 10 men, there could be 5 men, and if you can't fight, and all of those 10 men or 5 men are willing to fight you at the same time, you will be fucked. Even someone that can fight, even a professional fighter, if it's 1v5 and the 5 people come at the same time, they're fucked. But if the 5 people come staggered like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that one person that's a professional fighter, they might be fine. Because if you have a 2-second delay, I only need 1 second to punch you and knock you out. But if you all come together, that is when you are going to be fucked. So that is why you need to know when to run. Because a win in a street fight is not dictated if you knock the other person out. A win in a street fight is dictated if you have the ability to get away safely. I will act willing to fight, but if I start to feel in danger for my own safety, I will fight first. It might seem back to front, but I don't want to get punched first and then have to play catch up. So the only reason that I will ever fight in the street is when I feel my safety is on the line. That's it. But sometimes you have to run. You have to run. I'm going to give you an example. I was in Thailand and I'm walking back from Nana Plaza. And as you know, in Thailand there is a lot of ladyboys. A lot of ladyboys that sometimes they look pretty. Like you don't even know they're a ladyboy. But because I've lived there for, at that current moment in time, for at least 1.5 years, I can see a ladyboy a mile away. When I first got there, I was getting tricked. But after 1.5 years, you start to get experience. You start to understand, oh, no, that is the ladyboy. And I'm walking down the street on the way back to my hotel with Andy on my right. And if you were stood to my left-hand side, you would have seen a group of ladyboys. And I'm walking down, and someone just grabs my cock. Like, imagine a girl's walking down the street, and someone just grabs her tits. Sexual assault. So I'm walking down, this ladyboy grabs my cock, and I just get her hand and I pull it off. I'm like, what are you fucking doing? And then another one grabs it. So I was like, fuck that. Just boom, straight away, bang. I was like, I'm not having that. Like, nearly been raped. And then she said something in Thai to the ladyboys down there, down the road, which were probably about 100 meters away, 200 meters away. And all I see is them taking their heels off and running. I look at Andy and I just go, run. We pegged it, absolutely pegged it. I wasn't messing around with that because number one, it's not my home country. Number two, there was loads of them. And number three, they are ladyboys, but they're all men. And fuck knows what they would have done to me. But that was a situation where I didn't have to fight. I could have run. So I ran. But if I can't run, I will have to fight. That's the only option. So they're the main categories when it comes to how to win a street fight. But the main thing to process here, you don't win a street fight by having a knockout on your record. There's no record in the street. You don't know what can happen. There's no rules. It can be life or death. So your options are to be willing to fight, to run. And if you get them all wrong, you will get beat up. And it's simple as that. So that's why you need to drop your ego. I've told you stories of when I've got in fights, but I haven't told you stories with the amount of fights I've avoided by either being willing to fight or by running. Running is rare, very rare. If it's a 1v1, I don't need to run. But when it's a group, you will need to run. But make sure you never get cornered. Never let anyone behind your back. If you are getting some sort of confrontation and you see their friends going around the side, back up. Back up to a wall. Just make sure no one is behind you. If it's a 1v1, never go to a wall because you've got options to get out. But remember, it's not fists, it's not kicks, it's not knees, it's not elbows that you have to worry about. It's weapons. It's you getting punched and you falling on the floor and hitting your head on the concrete and dying. Doesn't make you a big man for getting in a street fight, but it makes you a big man by being willing to fight and getting out the situation. And if that way of getting out the situation is having a fight or running, then so be it. But make sure you do one or the other so you don't get beat up, because that's an L. It's not an L on a record, but it's an L to you. It might be an L to your physical health. It might be an L to your mental health, but it's something that can affect you for your entire life. You avoid that is by following this system, but more importantly, learning how to fight so you can implement this system. It's very hard to be willing to fight if you can't fight, because you can't always fake confidence. You can sometimes, but in these sort of situations, it's very, very hard to fake confidence. I can tell when someone's faking confidence of being a big man, of being strong, of being hard. It's normally the people that start laughing when they get started on are the people that can actually fight. And many times before, I've been one that's been started on in the street for something my mate has done, and they've come to me. And all I've done is laugh. I've laughed and I've laughed and I've laughed and I've just smiled in their face, and it's freaked them out. And the reason it's freaked them out is because I'm so calm. And you only get calm by being confident. And you get confident in those situations by being competent. Competency leads to confidence. And confidence will lead to you avoiding fights. But if you can't avoid the fight, it will lead you to being able to fight if you need. And if you're clever about it, dash. And if you've had a fight, don't stay there, dash as well. All right. If you want help with feeling confidence, if you ever get in these sort of situations, I have a paid program below, and that will teach you how to fight in 8 weeks. So then if anyone starts on you on a night out, or whilst you're drinking a Jaeger bomb, or you're buying your mates an expensive bottle of champagne, you'll be fine if you do those 8 weeks of training.